Hi, welcome to Children's Literature in the Classroom. This is the spring 2018 online version of this course. I'm going to walk you through Blackboard so you have a better understanding of how I've organized it for your use, and I'm also going to talk to you about the syllabus in this video. You're on the home page here, and the most important part to me are the announcements. When I post an announcement that you will see here, I will also make sure I email it to you. But in case you don't get an email, please check the announcements here. There's also some contact information for the Wilson Library that you might need, or for Blackboard help on here. You may also need to use the Academic Success Center. And this information down here is your report card or the assignments that have been graded and what grade you'll receive. If I move on over to the menu on the left side of the screen here, you have the syllabus, which we'll talk about at the end of my explanation of Blackboard. The weekly calendar I'm going to click on is just the calendar of the semester at a glance. Here I'll talk a little bit about what the topics will be, what assignments might be due, and what readings are due. We have quite a few readings. As you noticed already, I've sent you the discussion group books that you need to make sure you have in your possession and that you have read, so that you can discuss that with your group virtually, and I'll explain that in just a little bit. And every week you'll have a weekly lesson. I give you about 9 days, so you have it over 2 weekends. But what you will also notice is that the new week comes on while you're still working on the old week. And I do that purposely so that if you're done with the week, you can get a head start on the week's worth. Please don't procrastinate and wait till the last minute. You may not get some of the assignments done, or I'm not saying assignments, but you may not get some of the activities. Each week there will be about 3 activities, and you'll need to do one of those activities with a group of people. I would do that activity first, and then you can work on your independent individual activities after you've done that. You will also have to meet virtually online with your discussion group, not on a weekly basis, but on an almost weekly basis. I've already given you the list for the discussion group that you're in, but you can check that here as well. And here again is the list of books for not only your group but the other groups. And you're welcome to read the other groups' books too, and you'll see why I'm saying that in a little bit. This is a wiki that will have announcements. It should have other additional information that might be related to the course or related to you and your student life. And you can check in this occasionally to see if there is something there. I may comment something in an announcement saying that I posted a flyer or something in this wiki, and you can check that. We're going to be talking about some objectives and lesson plans. You will not be creating a lesson plan, but you'll be creating lesson sketches, is what I'm calling them for this course, and you will have to write an objective for those as well. So we'll spend some time talking a little bit about that. These are all the blogs and wikis so far that you need, and there'll be additional ones as we go along depending on the week. I'm going to skip these because there are no groups so far, and the tools you already know, they're very similar to the tools you've had in your other courses. And of course, this is for Blackboard Help if you do need that as well. This segment here on Blackboard are all of the assignments. And so when there is an assignment, for instance, the virtual discussion, you click on that and you'll see a description of the assignment and what is required in this assignment. This assignment you need to do almost immediately, and that is to get a WebEx account. If you don't have a WebEx account so that you can be part of your discussion group, it's similar to Skype or Google Hangouts or FaceTime. It's very similar to that, but we use that. It's a free account through Laverne, and I will expect you to have that account set up before your first discussion group that your group will need to email back and forth to talk a little bit about what and when you're going to be able to meet and what you're going to talk about. You will assign a leader each time you have a discussion group, and it will be somebody different in your group who will have prepared some questions to help you in your discussion of the book. One of your major assignments, these are different than the activities you have each week, but this is an assignment, is to create a blog. And you'll need to find a blog template online that you can use, and there are several. I have some exemplars of that as well here so you can see what they've used. And what you'll be doing is blogging after each of the books you read. You can blog before you discuss the book or after you discuss the book. You might use some of the ideas from your discussion groups. And there are 4 parts to that blog that you will see here. And you need to follow those 4 parts each time you blog about one of the 8 books that you will be reading under the 8 genres that we're going to be learning about in this course this semester in regards to children's literature. More about that in a little bit. You're also major, and I'm calling these major assignments because there are the requirement is to read some books. You'll read 24 self-selected books. That's 19 picture books and 5 chapter books. And you're going to be using Google Books to post your virtual library, and you're also going to create a screencast for that as well. More about that later too. One of the first assignments you'll be doing is to work on your family literacy backpack assignment. All that information's in this folder here. Here's the description. Here is the feedback form that you'll include in your backpack. You're going to need some resources, and here are some resources you can use for your family literacy backpack. You're going to be giving this backpack to a child who will have like a week to work on it. It's something that they work with their family on. There are books to read at nighttime and little activities that are related to the books. And then they pack that all up and send that back to you with a family feedback form, and then you'll write a reflection. The 5th week, your draft of what you're going to include in your backpack and your theme of your backpack will be given to me in this wiki, and I will go through and provide you some feedback in regards to your work. And 2 of your colleagues are also going to give you some feedback in regards to your backpack during the 5th week of this semester. And last but not least is a Dropbox. Each assignment has a Dropbox. You will not be sending anything to me in emails. You'll be posting or linking all of your assignments to the Dropbox, which then I can grade you and provide you feedback, and that grade will populate right to your grade book automatically. So these are the Dropbox you'll see after in each assignment. You're going to create a book trailer and create a QR code for your book trailer, and I'm asking you to create this book trailer. It does say movie trailer there, I see, but it is a book trailer. I have an example of a couple of them here. I also how to create a book trailer, and you're going to post that link in this Dropbox as well. And you also need to create a QR code. And we're creating a QR code because what you would normally do is take the QR code and post that glue or tape that in a book, so that when a student's looking at the book and wants to know a little bit more about the book and whether they would be interested in reading it, they can just take their phone and click onto the QR code and watch your trailer. And that's what I'm hoping to do with books that you have selected that I have in my library. I'm going to take your QR code and click that on. So when students or I read the book or want to see the book, I'll have your QR code in that book. And you're going to, of course, put that in the Dropbox. You'll be creating an online presentation for an author, and these are authors that will be at our Family Learning Conference on campus this spring, and as part of this class you will be a part of that. I'll tell you more about this as we go along the way. I did want to talk about the Family Learning Conference because there are some dates here that you'll need to be present for. On Saturday, April 28th is our major event. This is where we have over 900 local elementary students and their families attend our Family Learning Conference, which is made up of family, math, and science, movement ed type activities, workshops that they will attend. And then there will be probably about 11 through 14 local authors who will also be there sharing their books. It's a very fun, exciting day, and you'll be volunteering at that Family Learning Conference. So you need to put that on your calendar. If you can help us out at the Book Sort on Wednesday, March 7th, it's at 2:30 at the Laverne Science and Technologies Charter School, just down the road from our school, not too far at all from the university. You can be a part of that, and if you are, you will probably receive extra credit for that. And if you can't attend, for some reason can't attend that Saturday session, on Friday, we always do last minute preparation for the conference, and you can do that instead if you can't make the conference, but you need to let me know that very quickly. Here's a Family Living Conference flyer, which is not there yet because we're still working on that, but will be there shortly. And again, you'll be writing a reflection about what you did for this conference in adding that to this Dropbox. Last but not least is your final exam, which is an e-portfolio. You'll create a children's literature page that has all of the assignments that you've completed in there. They'll have reflections for those assignments, and you will also be adding some resources you might have found along the way while you're working on this course that you'll put in that shows some information about children's literature and can use that in your classroom. And then you'll create a screencast of about 2 minutes long, not more than that. If you do, I may have to not watch the rest, but about 2 minutes explaining your portfolio, not giving me a tour of it, but answering these questions you see right here. For instance, what assignment best represents you as a teacher of children's literature? What assignment are you most proud of? What was the assignment that was most challenging for you? And you can share your hopes and dreams too if you'd like to, but it's about a 2-minute time frame, not long at all. Here are some other resources for creating a e-portfolio. If you already have an e-portfolio that you've created for another course, you can just add another page to that and have that called your children's literature portfolio. You do not have to recreate a whole new e-portfolio. You just will add an e-portfolio page for children's literature. I also have the Educational Studies Handbook if you need that, and I have some techniques to silence students in a classroom, fun ways to do that under classroom management. So that's basically the organization for the course through Blackboard. I did want to talk to you a little bit about the syllabus and walk you through the syllabus. So I do have that here as well, and I'm going to bring that up right now. And so what we have here is, I think, a pretty thorough explanation of what my expectations are in this course, including a course description that is going to be talking about children's literature throughout. There's a lot of things I can say. It is a passion I have. If you visit my office, you'll see a wall full of children's literature. If you come to my home, you can see around here, I'm in my home office now, I have bookcases of children's literature. I have probably well over 1,000, maybe even 2,000 books that I have collected over my time as a teacher, as a principal, and as a professor. And I have done all of that. And I did not explain myself to you. In case you don't know me, I have been at the University of La Verne for I think this is my 8th year, and I'm very excited to be there. I love being there. I am from Buffalo, New York, and I have started 3 schools, or helped to start 3 schools in Buffalo, New York. And I return to those schools on a monthly basis every month for about a week, and I work with students I work with teachers in regards to staff development in an approach that they use in the classroom. It's called Responsive Classroom, or it's called Developmental Designs, and you can find that online on responsiveclassroom.org or originsonline.org, and it will tell you more about it. It's a social emotional program, but my one school we started 12 years ago, and I've been working with them now 12, maybe even 13 years, and they are the top performing school in Buffalo, and I'm very excited about that. And their founders, the people who founded that school, feel it's because of what I've done working with them as a socially emotional approach, which is pretty exciting. I'm hoping to be able to talk to you more about that as we move along the semester. But anyways, this course will be a course that it talks about children's literature all the time in the very type. And you'll learn a lot about children's literature. There is a required textbook. It is here. And you do need to purchase it. I think it's on the reference or reserve shelf in the library as well. You can rent it. You don't have to purchase it, I'm sorry. You can rent it, but you will be needing it throughout the semester. We have learning objectives that have been linked or hooked or related to the assignments. And you're going to be evaluating quality literature that you can use in the classroom. You're going to be exploring issues such as, um, oh, I'm sorry, issues such as censor books that have been censored, and we're going to talk about that, and as well as some other issues. You won't necessarily be creating lesson plans, but lesson sketches using Common Core standards that are related to children's literature. You're going to look at how approaches and how we discuss children's literature in the classroom. You're also going to be accessing and utilizing professional resources related to the children's literature, and you're going to, of course, look at visual elements, layout, paper choice, illustrations, ebooks, media that contribute to the comprehension of the text. So it's an exciting time. I think it is. I love children's literature, and I love using it with students. And we're going to move ahead. The second page, as you see here, has the assignments at a glance. It also has your what you'll translate your grade to, your percentage after you receive the number of points. You know what that is, and find out what your letter grade would be. Please don't try to do that during the semester because I give a lot of extra credit, and Gradebook does not account for extra credit, so your points will be mixed up. And when you're thinking you have an A and you're looking at B plus, it's because we haven't figured out the extra credit well. So wait toward the end of the course, but if you have some questions about that, please don't hesitate to ask me. I do have a late work policy. You do need to know about that. Be careful about turning in work late. I am flexible, and as long as you are willing to share with why something might be late, and I feel I can trust you about that, certainly by all means, I won't deduct points from it, but there is a possibility that I would. If you have a disability, don't hesitate to ask me if you need accommodations. I'll be very happy to work with you. Classroom conduct means that you get online and you are very respectful to all of you, the people in your group, or to me in regards to your how you work with them online. And the only way you get credit for being in class on an online course is that you actually complete the work. I do have an attendance policy, and I do expect that you do follow through on that and finish the work and complete the work. As I said, I give you 9 days to work on the activities for the week. It should be plenty of time. If you wait to the last minute, I'm sorry, it does click off at midnight on the Sunday, the last Sunday of the 9 days. And you do need to know that you have to finish that before that, but I think I give you plenty of time to do that. Please don't plagiarize anything. Give anybody credit to whatever ideas you use, because, if you came up with a great idea, and you would want people to do that for you as well. Here are some other resources in case you do need that here as well in the side menu on the right side here. We are the LaFetra College of Education, and thanks to Tony LaFetra, who gave $10 million toward our college, we're able to do so much more than we've been able to do in the past. So here's the mission and the vision statement. Here are goals. And we have now LaFetra College of Education core dispositions and values, which you will see right here. My favorite one is the social emotional learning. I firmly believe in that so strongly, and you will hear more about me talking about that throughout the semester. But there are some really good ones as well as here. But I'm certainly glad we've added that, and I promoted that and encouraged that we add that piece, because that's a really, really important piece, I believe, in schools. I've gone through the assignments, but here they are again. These are the descriptions for each of the assignments. If you need to know more, you can click on the syllabus or go to the Blackboard and find the assignment in that segment on the menu on the left side of the screen to figure out what you might need to know more about. But I've added these all these assignments here that you see here. Here's the Family Learning Conference. It's a final exam. Here is some more information about me. I failed to tell you, I did start one school 12 years ago. That school now is replicating the culture, and they have started another school, and I work in that brand new school this year, helping them to replicate the culture of the school. And I do also work in another school that has had some challenges and isn't at the level where they should be. So we're hoping with my collaboration with the school that that will improve. And I'm keeping my fingers crossed for that. But I do fly back and work with those three schools. I have been an elementary school teacher. I've taught a pre-second, I've taught 6th grade, and I've taught 3rd grade. And I've also been an elementary school principal for 17 years. And it was a K-5 school in an urban setting. So I have a lot of experience, and I love having the fact that even though I'm not in K-12 full-time anymore, that I still get to come back and work with schools. And I'm very excited about that. And my dream has always been to be a professor at the post-secondary level, and I've been excited to do that. I do teach children's literature, but I've also taught the math instructional course, and I teach social studies as well. Again, the course calendar that I pointed out earlier is also here in the syllabus, and that takes care of all of the syllabus. I think that also takes care of our Blackboard course. And I think I've talked enough now and you have a better understanding. Please remember, if you have questions, don't hesitate to ask. There are no stupid, dumb questions. Please don't start off in saying that you're bothering me asking questions, because you're not at all. That's what I'm here for, to help you out. And I don't want you to feel lost or feel as though you don't know what's going on. If we can't solve the problem through WebEx and working online with you, you're always welcome to come into my office. But we will try, since this is an online course, first to solve any problem or any concerns you have online. And then if that doesn't work, of course you can come in and you can walk me through the problem and we can talk about that as well. My office is in the Barclay building. It is office 21D, and you're always welcome there too. Usually my office hours are Tuesday and Wednesday, but we could make an appointment as well. I hope this has helped you greatly to understand the course better. And as I always say in each of my videos, I'll see you online.